DJ Pointman here. Join Char Willie and Classic Ruby for their radio show, Keep the Beat. They broadcast every Wednesday night at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on CRBJ, Classic R&B Jams. There are discussions of the songs, and that can take you back down memory lane. If you missed the live broadcast, no worries. Replays are uploaded on Mixcloud. So, follow JustAskChar Advice Channel on Mixcloud, and you will receive the notification when these broadcasts are uploaded.
Hello, what's happening? Greetings, everyone. How are you this lovely Saturday? I am looking out the window at snow, and it's a possibility that we may get up to 11 inches of snow here in Chicago. Yeah, but we can handle it. We got the salt, we got the trucks, we can do it. And hopefully it'll calm down on some of these carjackings. And I'm going to go ahead and stop talking because I have a pizza in the oven that I need to pull out in like 1 minute. So without further ado, everyone, we know what we need to do. Stand up, get ready, everybody. All right?
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome on stage.
Classic Ruby, everybody. Classic Ruby.
Thank you, thank you. You know, that's like my favorite one. Classic Ruby, everybody. Classic Ruby. I love that one. It's my absolute favorite.
Cool.
How are we this lovely, freezing cold Saturday afternoon or evening?
Yeah, just watching the snow. Watching the snow. Yeah.
Just hoping for that groundhog, man. I don't know which one we're watching this year, but I'm watching the one that says spring is in 6 weeks. That's all I'm saying. You know, just
Okay, groundhog, squirrel, I don't care what it is. Just something. Please help me. I know I'm
Please,
spoiled. It's been so nice. I mean, we had 30-degree weather in the early part of January. I'm spoiled. I'm
right?
spoiled.
That's all I'm saying too. Girl, please, come on. That's all I wanted. Just let that continue forever. I understand that's dangerous, global warming, climate change, blah, blah, right? But like, I don't care sometimes. It's too cold. Like, I'm over the winter. I'm just over it. I'm sorry. It's what it is. I'm always over the winter. I need to go live in like the Amazon. That would be nice. Just tropical weather all the time. Oh,
Yeah.
I know. I know.
We missed you, Don Teasy. We were having a good old time yesterday, and we just was looking for you to join in.
Mhm.
Ah.
Oh man. You catch up on that one. You are going to have a blast with it. That's all I gotta say. That's all I gotta say.
Okay. Well, I have quite a bit,
Mhm.
and I'm not going to really say it's a continuation, but it reminds you of yesterday's stream,
Ooh,
with the dating thing. Just a little bit. It just has to do with apps and dating. And I wanted to bring that up. So
okay.
I'll go ahead and do that because it appears to, because of the weather, I'm
Mhm.
getting some stalls and delays and all kind of stuff, but we're going to make it. Are we going to do what we can do with the
Oh yeah.
Wi-Fi?
Girl,
We gonna do.
we've had worse. We've had worse. That's all I can. We've had worse. We've had terrible days, and we pulled through like the professionals we are. Okay, well, amateur
Well,
professionals, but still, we got this.
I feel better.
Mhm. You
I
should.
feel
You should.
better.
I believe in you. I always do.
All right, let me bring this up.
All right.
And I smell something burning.
Oh, that's not a good sign. Mm-mm.
It's not. And I'm going to investigate it in 1 second. Let my nose figure out which way is it coming from.
Mm-hmm.
Is it from the kitchen or outside?
Oh,
I don't know, but I gotta go check it out. So I'll be right
oh,
back.
all right, all right, all right. Well, in the meantime, then I'm gonna let y'all know. Listen, I got not one, but two Karens for y'all today. Now, one of them it is from a little while back, but I don't remember there being too much coverage of it. And I mean, come on, do we ever really get tired of laughing at the Karens? I sure know I don't. So I got not one, but two Karens for y'all today. So on top of all of the other great news we're going to bring in, make sure you stay tuned for that. Also, got a little bit of an update on a story we did. So, I'm telling y'all, this one's going to be a good one. And y'all saw the title today already. So, you know, Shar is bringing some amazing stuff too, right? So, I know we are all excited for some very great news today. I was going to cover this Congresswoman, but I'm going to wait until the story finishes playing out so I could let y'all know when it's all done because this woman is insane and I don't understand you. The state of Georgia, I don't understand the people y'all choose to elect, but we're going to probably cover her next week or the week after once the story finishes unfolding, just so you know. So
All
it's
right.
going to
I'm
be
gonna
good.
do the best I can here because it's coming from outside.
Good, good, good.
And but the thing is, it seemed like I smell it from the vent.
Mm,
And I remember this odor from February
mm-hmm.
of last year when there actually was a fire in an
Mm,
apartment. And I'm, I don't know. I'm gonna
mm,
do what I can. I got my eyes, ears, and nose open. So, all
right, yeah. We'll pause if we need to
right.
pause, or the news can wait over burning apartments, so it's all right. I'm sure we'll all
Okay.
understand. Don't worry, we got you.
Okay. So if I run off and say, gotta go, then you know why.
Right, we'll all understand. We promise.
Okay. Where is the darn? Oh, there it is. Okay, here we go.
Hmm.
Dating app con man back in Chicago.
Oh boy.
He's like, hey, What's up, y'all?
Right?
I did it. Now what? You
Yeah.
know you ladies love me.
He looks so proud of himself. Like, this is a mugshot, right? You're not supposed to look happy or smug or proud of yourself. Why not? Got a
Right.
good moment.
Okay, he's like, yeah, I'm that man.
I got it. That's right, y'all. You jealous. Like, okay.
Okay. All right, let me tell you about this guy. It's a little slow, but I got it. A suburban Chicago man on the run for months and tracked in Indonesia with the help of WGN viewers is finally back in Chicago. Marcus Beam of Woodridge was indicted in January 2020 on charges he fraudulently obtained money from women he met online. According to the indictment, Beam falsely claimed that their funds would be invested in pre-IPO stocks as well as established securities like Uber and Lyft. Beam instead spent the money on himself. Expenses including rent, loans, and shopping sprees. The indictment alleges victims were conned out of at least $500,000. Do you hear me? $500,000. That
Wow.
is a lot of money.
Mhm.
Yes. Okay. The 50-year-old Beam fled the United States with his girlfriend after being released on bond in January 2020. The U.S. Marshals Service tracked Beam to Bali, Indonesia. Beam was taken into custody by Bali police in July 2020. Bali's police chief said Beam has been making and selling sex videos in Bali to support his living expenses there. Now I'm just wondering, the making and selling sex videos, who were the actors and actresses? That's what I want to know. I'm sorry. I just want to know, where was he the star? Was the girlfriend the star?
Mhm.
I mean, I, I'm just curious. I just curious.
I think so. Honestly, I think he's the star. I think he seems like he's the kind of one that no one else could star but him. Right? He's the ultimate man. He's got to show you his prowess.
Yeah, with that mugshot, That's why I
Mhm.
just had to say that. I'm just wondering, did he hold the camera? Was he the star? Was the girlfriend? I'm just curious. But anyway, Bali police says Beam escaped the U.S. by using a passport with the name Demario Faulkner. He told police he was on vacation. U.S. Marshals brought him back to Chicago on January 27th. A special agreement between Indonesia and U.S. officials was made because the nation do not have an extradition agreement. Beam pleaded not guilty to 10 counts of wire fraud and mail fraud during his arraignment in federal court January 27. In October, the Securities and Exchange Commission obtained a final default judgment against Beam. As part of the final judgment, Beam is ordered to pay $219,921 and also a civil penalty of $207,000. Oh, yeah.
Damn. Mm.
So that's, if let's just say he saved, kept all the $500,000 that he swindled from people, he would have to give all of it back. And he wouldn't have gained a penny, nothing, none, honey.
Mhm. Good luck. I don't know. And
Oh
he just looks
yeah.
so smug, though. You see, the thing is, when someone acts that smug and they seem that like narcissistic and full of themselves, you want to slap them down. That's what's happening in this case, right? They want to
Right.
slap him down. Like, yo, you deserve to be taken down several notches, sir. Several. Good luck.
Okay.
That's
Mm-mm-mm.
all I gotta say. But good luck, sir. That is all. Because I don't see what in the world he's gonna do. Like how? That's like what 50 years of your life of trying to pay that back and while homeless in a day. Like okay, good luck. Good luck.
Right.
Oh boy. Well, I got some other crazy people, some other crazy news out there. As I warned everybody, yes, I will be bringing a Karen or two. That's right. Um, so I'll bring the old Karen up first because I don't know how I missed this Karen. Now maybe y'all didn't miss this Karen. I don't know. Um, I missed her, and I'm shocked that I missed her because I think she's special. Now the reason why I think she's special is because we all know how Karens roll, right? In
Right. Right.
general, politics, whatever. But you would think at the very least that they do understand how reality works as directly related to themselves, right? Because they don't, though. They don't understand actual reality. Like they're not that bright. So let's look at this first Karen. Okay. Um, this is Karen not understanding what a platinum card means in society. Okay.
Mm.
Karen's in self entitlement. This is herself. She's not calling police on nobody or what. No. Let's see what Karen does when it's just about Karen. And she's not being treated like the royalty she should be recognized as being. Okay. All right. She's approaching. She's approaching. Y'all see it. She's almost there. All right. Get ready.
Are you going to line?
No, she was way ahead of you.
Okay, well, she should be in line and go her turn.
She was before you.
Okay, she should go.
I think she's being polite.
Maybe.
She's just tired of listening to you.
I bet she is, but she should go. She's in line. Definitely.
Ma'am, I need your ID.
Yeah, we'll put my phone number in.
I just need your ID.
I can put my phone number in.
Everybody gets ID and mine
My
gets
phone
scanned
number?
every time I'm here.
I can put my phone number in right now for you.
I'm a lot younger than you.
Okay. I want y'all to recognize what she just said. Okay.
Mhm.
Forget all of the ignorance prior to this about, well, she should go. She's none before me. Forget all that. She's trying to buy alcohol. The
Right.
woman says, cool. You know what? I don't want to deal with you and your attitude. So fine. I need your ID. I'll put my phone number in for you. Okay. But I need your ID. I'll put my phone number in for you right now. What? Since when is inputting your phone number somewhere equivalent to ID? Do you not understand how purchasing liquor works? Like, you're not a young person, so you know that they ID you to make sure you're over the legal age. This is just something you have to do. Buddy, who's recording, even says, listen, to try to make things easier, they ID everyone, ma'am. It's not just you. Just show your ID so we can get along in life, right? But we're at 50 seconds, as you can see, and the video is not done. So clearly that's not what happens. Let's see what happens. Okay. It's amazing.
I will definitely do it. And I don't know if you need to either. I don't give a fuck.
Facebook's about to know. Karen.
Have a great day.
Oh.
You just follow prompts there.
What's your name?
There's nothing in here for you to ring out.
I put American Express as platinum. I bet that's it.
You have no product in there because you've given me no ID.
Karen, what's your last
I
name?
have a fucking American card that's platinum.
Y'all catch that? So
Yeah.
Nick thinks that her American Express Platinum card means she's someone so special that she don't need to input nothing. It don't matter. I have it. Yeah, but there's nothing in there. Like, you understand you're not buying anything right now because you haven't showed me your ID. I just mad. I got a fucking American Express. What do you think that? What? What do you think that gives you in life? Like, you think it gives you some type of special status because you're platinum. Good for you. I'm sure your husband has a great job. Congratulations. But that doesn't absolve you of the basic laws and rules of the world. If you want to buy alcohol, you have to show ID. That's it. Like, it's almost like she's missing what everyone is saying to her. Show your ID. I'll put in my phone number. Show your ID. Well, I bet you my Platinum Express card is gonna see. That's what she's used to being able to do. I
Mm.
have money. Look how much money I have. And I'm white and I have blonde hair and I have a Platinum Express card. So give me what I want. Treat me the way I want to be treated. And she's so entitled. She's used to that working. And it's not working. And she's almost confused. Like, she doesn't know where to go at this point. Like, the idea of just say showing your ID never occurs to her. Okay, let's continue. Like,
Okay.
amazing.
No product run in without an ID.
You want to have
Do you want to give me an ID?
You know what? Give me a manager.
I am the
She is the manager.
I don't believe it.
I'm here every day. I have to show my hey, fucking show.
Who the hell are you?
I'm not Karen.
Ma'am. Okay, here's the deal, or I will call the police. Okay? You need
I
to leave.
click
This
on-
is going to do you no good,
That's a very valid card.
ma'am.
Put
There's no
it in your
product
purse
in here
then.
because you won't give me your ID.
Okay, I'll give you my ID right here. Here you go.
That's all we had to do.
It's right there.
That's all we had to do.
It's at the top
There you
of the
go.
pile.
Thank you. I don't mind.
Now you can put your platinum in.
Yes, platinum. Thank you.
Cool.
It's a platinum.
We're all
It's
impressed.
Sweet.
You
You
don't
don't
know
know
it.
You look very rich. You do.
Yes, I'm rich.
You
I
look
am.
it.
I am rich.
Yeah,
Thank you.
your nappy hair.
Yeah, it's really rich.
You're done. Remove your card.
Platinum. Something
Bye.
you've never seen.
Bye, Karen.
Yeah, it's really heavy too. My
Facebook is
It's
gonna
really
love
heavy
you.
too.
Have a great day.
You just made it.
I don't care.
All right.
I don't care.
Bye. Have a
I don't
great
even
day.
tell you bye. Uh-huh.
You'll see.
That's what I even came in for.
That was incredible. I like it was amazing. She showed that card like it was literally like a key to the White House or something. You know what I mean? Like,
Okay.
platinum, and it's heavy too. It's heavier than your other credit cards. For real? Like, you think it's actually made out of platinum? Like, what's wrong with you?
Wow.
It's amazing. It's incredible. And you have to wonder to yourself, how much noise was she making standing in that line about having the first person being served ahead of her? That guy had his phone already out and already recording before she even walked up to the desk. Like, she must have been a nightmare the whole time she was standing. How dare you make me stand in line? I have Platinum Express. I bet my Platinum Express would get me to the front of the line, right? Like, at a grocery store. Like, who is she?
That is crazy. She's cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
Right? And the thing is that they don't see anything wrong with this type of behavior. That
Mhm.
is the thing that I find very shocking. Because the few Karens that have come forward afterwards, they don't apologize. They don't say, try to be like, oh my God, something terrible happened in my life and I'm so embarrassed. They just go on and justify why it is that they're not as bad as we think they are. Right? Like, it's like, yes,
Yeah.
you are. You really, really are. This was the most ridiculous example of foolishness. And the only reason why that didn't last longer is because the woman said, one more time, I'm going to ask you one more time. And if you don't give me your ID or go away, I'm calling the police. That was the only thing that made her pull out that ID that she had at the top. She didn't even have to struggle to get it out. It was already out and ready to go. She was just being ignorant for no reason. I don't know.
That's crazy.
Right?
Mm-mm-mm. Well, I guess I'll do my Karen. I had this story for a while. I think probably since November last year, but it got pushed to the bottom for some reason. But hey, I got my Karen. So let's bring Hawaiian Karen up. Let's
Ooh.
see. Oh, Hawaiian Karen. Hawaiian Karen ambushes wedding ceremony of 8 people and shouts, "The cops are coming!" for being on closed beach. Now, if I only believe that. Now, which one am I sharing? Shoot, I don't know which one I'm sharing. It's a way to know. Let me think. I don't know. Let me look at my YouTube. If I moved it, then I'll see it. Okay, I got the right one.
Okay.
All right. I want to show you the video, and I'm going to pause it because Karen is lying.
Isn't she always?
Yeah, she does. Do 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 do. Ba-da-da-da.
Just got word, your wedding.
Now, who do you see there? 2 guys about to go have a good old time on the beach.
Mhm.
That's closed now, according to her. And she's just walking, enjoying herself, getting ready to be who she is. She got to be Karen to go mess with the folks that's getting married, doing their own thing, mind their own business, of course.
Mhm.
Okay, let me continue. Let's see, which tab is it? Right here.
Let's see, where is it? Here's the thing, guys.
Yeah, went right on. There's another
Oh, yeah,
person.
right up.
Went right on
I forgot
past
we
them.
are They're hiding. They're hiding. Cops coming, everything. Cops coming. Help coming. Everybody coming. And it's on Waimanalo Beach and they're getting married. They all like get married right now. So watch this. I'm trying not to be really rude.
Duh.
You know, I don't want to be rude, but I had enough of it.
Ooh.
Really?
Yep. Aloha. Aloha. That's not your house. You're lying. This is the beach, and the beach is closed. I hate to. This is the beach. This is the beach, and the beach is closed. And Hobbit, you know, you're always doing this for money. You know? Hey, don't at us. Don't bull us. You guys get a vacation home, which is illegal. Vacation home, illegal. And then we know property. You want to tell me about property? Let's talk about property. Because she's going to get arrested too pretty soon. Oh, no, that's not harassing. The cops are coming. Hobbit knows much better. Come back on the beach.
So, I'm wondering if the family was pointing at the other 3 guys that she went past on her way with her monologue. Yeah, beach is closed. Yeah, they're hiding. Yeah, they getting married. Yeah, I'm gonna get them. Cops are coming.
Right.
So you couldn't see those people on that closed beach, according to you, or was it just by that particular tree that the beach was closed?
Right.
It was a particular section of the beach. That sand was closed, and the other sand that was open for anyone. Is that it?
Were they even on? They weren't even on the sand though, Shar. They were just in front of it. They were on the grass that clearly leads back to the house that one of them said, "This is my house," and she said, "That's not your house. You're lying. You're lying. That's not your house." And it's like, but they're walking back to the house. Wait, Why aren't you calling for breaking and entering if it doesn't belong to them? What happened? Like, how are you gonna tell? Like, that's not your house, really? So how are they there? Like, it doesn't even matter whose house it is. Whoever's house that is said they're allowed to be on that property. That property stretches all the way to the point where they were standing. They weren't on the other side of the trees. They were in front of them on the property, on the grass. They weren't even on the beach. So she wasn't mad at any of the people
Mm-hmm.
frolicking over there on the sand, in the water, actually on the beach. She was mad at the black people who were getting married on the grass in front of the beach. You could see the beach behind. It, really?
Wasn't that crazy? I mean, just crazy. I mean, guys had shorts on. I really can't tell you what the third person is on her when she passed them, but I'm like, so that bothers you that much? And I'm not trying to be rude, and I'm really not trying to be rude. So why don't you celebrate the union of someone getting married? You know, people have desires and dreams to get married in Hawaii. That is something on a lot of people's bucket list. So why would you go through all of that? Because why? You're Karen. Doesn't matter. You're aloha Karen. You know, so hey, I just had to show that Karen. I've had this since I think November of last year. But hey, this was perfect. This was perfect.
Oh my God, that was something else, because it came down to, like, how dare you walk onto someone else's property basically to tell them that not only did you call the police, but they're not allowed to do what they want to do on their property, and on top of that, it's not even their property. It's not your property. So why is that your judgment call to make at all? Except for the fact
Right,
that you're Karen and you think you're entitled to whatever your thought process is. Everyone else has to share it. Everyone has
right.
to do what makes you happy. Like, what?
Why does the why does the police have to be involved? Why not the owners? You
Right.
don't know who the owners are since you're around there, you live, you know where their guy is. So why don't you know who the owners are? Get out of here, lady.
Right? Like, yeah, all the way, get all the way out of here. Telling me I'm tired of this. Really? You're tired of this? You don't think they're tired of you? Like, this is none of your business. Go sit at home. Like, they're not even making noise. You didn't even hear noise on the, like, camera or anything, like, oh, they're so loud. They're standing there quietly, dressed in elegant wear, take,
Beautiful.
taking pictures.
Hmm.
Why does this bother you? Like, why? Like, I don't even. Wow. Like, oh, that's just amazing, amazing. And she filmed herself. That's the worst part. Like,
Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
right?
Karen just won't stop. She won't stop.
Nope. Can't stop, won't stop. Right?
Right. Gee.
Wow. We got a brand new Karen out there. That's right. It's raining Karens today, y'all. Raining Karens. That's right. Y'all, when I saw this one, I was just like, this can't be real. We're gonna play it twice, okay? I'm gonna play this video twice. It's a relatively short video, but you're gonna watch it first. You're gonna notice the obvious stuff. I'm gonna point out the stuff from the story as we go along. That way we can really clarify just how much of a basket case this woman is. So this happened on an airline. Okay. So hold on, let me make sure I'm clicking on the right stuff. I think I am. Yep, there we go. Um,
Okay.
so as you see the title, video. White woman screams on plane, pretends that black passenger injured her.
Oh my goodness.
Yes, yes, this really happened. Now,
Okay.
lovely enough, she made enough noise that the person sitting next to her was already recording. Um, and to give you a little bit of background before we start the video,
Hmm.
the way that they're emptying the planes because of COVID is now, instead of just everyone stands up and goes when they feel like it, they are emptying out row by row, kind of like you would with a wedding, right? Um, so now they get to her row and she refuses to get up. Then,
Huh?
right, right. So she's already a problem for no good reason. So then she presses the call button to call a flight attendant. Okay. The flight attendant arrives. She's still refusing to get up. Okay. And that is where the story begins. So let us take a little look at Crazy Karen on an airplane. Okay.
Ma'am, I'm right here. Are you going to get off the aircraft or are you going to sit there and scream? I'm just asking. Because it's going to be your turn. I got so you need to go. I got to get off of here.
Ma'am, I'm trying to.
I'm watching you. That's her. Go out of here. Excuse me, I work here, ma'am. Well, all right. I need get off here, please.
All right. So let us. I want y'all to notice.
Oh, no shoes. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, there's. I think they're like that light tan kind of color shoes. Yeah. So the shoes are on, but they're that weirdo. Matches your flesh.
Okay.
Okay. So let's clarify a few things. Now, the reason why nobody's going past her, I don't know if y'all noticed this. I'm going to pause it as soon as you see it in the video, but check it out. Okay. So you saw the red arm. That arm right there, that's the flight attendant. She pushed the call button. The flight attendant arrived and then tried to address her needs. And she is still refusing to be compliant in any way. Okay. So I want you to look right here at the chair, right here over here, because you'll see it in a second. Now take a look.
Here, are you going to get off the aircraft or are you going to sit there and scream?
She sits back and you can see, look.
Right, like a kid.
Her arm is across the aisle and she's holding on to that seat across the aisle so that nobody can go across. Yes.
Oh.
Yes. That's why nobody is going, because she is refusing to let the rows behind her go until she goes. And to do that, she's putting her arm across the aisle, and everyone has been stuck there trying to convince her to, on her own, move her damn arm so they can exit the airplane. Okay? Her arm is across the aisle. Okay?
Okay.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. I think she doesn't want the ride to be over. Poor thing. She doesn't get out much,
Obviously, right? So now these poor people who are just trying to follow protocol and whatever, like, I gotta pee, man. I got stuff to do. I don't have time to stand here all day. And you can hear the first person talking to her is the flight attendant, and she's saying, like, okay, well, are you going to get off of the plane now? Right? Like, I can't help you. You don't want me to help you. So are you going to get up and leave or not? Okay. So now you understand what's happening here, where she's screaming like she's being assaulted, because the woman behind her gets tired of this and says, I'm going to walk. You're a grown up. You can move your arm. Okay. And I want you to watch this, because that woman could have moved her arm, but she chose to try to keep it in front of that woman and keep that woman from moving forward as she's walking, right? She could have moved her arm, but she's still trying to hold the woman back while she's screaming her head off. Now let's watch this. Okay. Right.
Because it's going to be your turn. I got to pee. I got to get off of here.
That's two different flight attendants, by the way. You see the other arm? Look, she's trying to physically look, and she pulls her back too.
I'm watching you. That's her. Go out of here. Excuse me, I work here, ma'am.
Now, that part I thought was hilarious. Like, that woman was so at her last shot. She pulled, I work here, ma'am. Now, she caught a lot of flack for that, though. She got in a little bit of trouble for pulling your mask down, because you're not supposed to do that during COVID times. But I think that woman was like at the end of her rope. Like, I want you to see the whole of my face so you can see how dead serious I am right now in this moment. This is not going to.
She's human. She's a human being. Just because she got a title, sometimes you just got to be you.
Right. And she was not having it anymore. So, lady, you're trying to tell me I need to go away. I work here. You need to get up off this plane now. Like I love that. Like all of her, I think she's Latin or something, or Italian. All of those roots came out though, all at once, and she's like, I am. Someone's about to get hurt, so you need to move, lady. You need to do it
That's true.
now, right? All right, so just watch the point where this woman now gets up off of this plane finally.
All right, I mean, get off the aircraft, please.
Y'all see that? She had no issue getting up. She had nothing. She needed help taking off the plane. There was no reason why this all happened. None. Zero reason.
Yeah, it was. She didn't want it to be over.
Mhm.
Life was going to just be regular when she got off that plane. She didn't want it to end.
Right.
Just like she was like a child. She was having a tantrum. That's what it was. I don't want to go. I don't want it to be over. No, don't make me go back home. Home. That's what she was doing. Like a kid.
Clearly, that was something else. I hope she gets banned from flight. We don't know as of yet if she has or she's going to. They're reviewing it, but I hope she gets on the no-fly list. She's something else. Like for real.
Okay. Well, in the spirit of things, I guess I'll show me another Karen.
Yes. Woo! Yay!
Let's see what I got here. Let's see what I got. I have a Karen couple.
Mm.
Yeah, Karen couple. White. Uh-oh. It's blinking. Lord have mercy. What's going on? Is it sharing? Uh-oh. It's being mean to me.
Uh-oh.
I clicked the button. It says there's a problem. Okay, let me do it again. Well, like I said, I thought I may have an issue because it was blinking earlier. Let's try it
Right.
again.
Hey, we got pretty far.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. Okay, I'm about to click it again. Okay. Okay, there we go. We got a couple Karen. Mr. and Mrs. Karen. White Florida couple arrested after firing shots at black men and a child returning a U-Haul van.
Oh.
Mm.
Wow.
Isn't that a mess?
Wow.
A hot mess.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see.
I gotta know what happened here. What?
Okay, I gotta remember because I don't remember if this one had video. But I'm pulling up. Give me a moment here.
Mm-hmm.
They got excuses. They always do. But I know to scroll down to the family the family. Let me get the screen here. What the heck is it?
Black man and a child returning. Oh my God. I can't even.
Yeah.
I'm trying to create this in my head. I cannot figure out what this could possibly be. Okay.
Now it was a couple of people, but these are just standing in as far as what happened.
Right.
All right. Charles McMillian Jr. was dropping off a U-Haul van with his young son. And okay, wait a minute. My screen is blinking now. The one I'm reading from. What the world? Come on now. Okay, there it is. Charles McMillian Jr. was dropping off a U-Haul van with his young son and a friend on Thursday night when out of nowhere, bullets started flying. Luckily, a police officer happened to be in the parking lot and intervened. Okay, let me scroll down. Gunfire in a Tallahassee parking lot leads to arrest of armed couple. And I think, let me see if I got some audio. Thought it was some audio to this. I had this story for a while too. Look like no, there is no audio. Okay. All right. Last week, Charles McMillan Jr. was at a U-Haul dropping off a rented van with his son and childhood friend, Kendrick Clemens. They had just left the van at a U-Haul drop-off location at Fountain Plaza on Alapache Parkway. And as they were sitting in a truck where McMillan was preparing to leave and typing in the mileage on his phone app, there was a gunshot. As the men looked back, they noticed a older white couple coming in their direction with guns pointing at them. The couple then yelled, "Don't move!" and they demanded that the men surrender. Both McMillan placed his GMC truck in reverse and drove around the rented van and took off in fear as they heard more gunfire as they fled.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. The white couple, Wallace Fountain, 77, and his wife, Beverly Fountain, 72, owned a strip mall and claimed that they were having problems with people, stealing gas, and wanted to scare off any culprits. Okay. McMillan and Clemens asserted the couple racially profiled them. I agree. And that's the reason why they shot at them without asking questions or trying to find out what they were doing there. They saw three black people, unarmed, dropping off a U-Haul. McMillan said, "They got guns, they started shooting. That's why it's racially motivated."
Mhm.
Beverly Fountain denies that the shooting had anything to do with race. She claimed she didn't even know McMillan and Clemens' skin color. Were they black, she asked? We weren't going on that at all. We've got vandalism and theft going on at our property. Try to protect your property. That's the only issue. Tallahassee Police Department said police officers arrested Fountains on 3 counts of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon without intent to kill. They were carrying several pistols, including a .357 caliber Magnum and a Glock 19. Officers also found a shotgun in their U-Haul.
Phew.
Yeah.
Right. I had no idea what color their skin was. Really? Really? So what are you literally colorblind? Like literally, like when you look at people, you just see everyone is what, all green or something, so you just can't tell their race. Like stop it. Stop. Stop right now. Let's be real.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. Like when someone, if you are a woman, right? It's late at night, you're driving alone, whatever, and you see someone, a young woman walking by your car, you don't think that you need to lock your door in that moment. You're not really worried about her, right? But you see a big lumbering man, you're going to lock the door. Why? Because your reaction to things is based on all of the stereotypes you have in your head about someone's
Mhm.
relative level of danger based on these superficial traits like gender and race and etc., right?
Yeah.
So she's outrightly lying because otherwise they would have been arrested countless times because anytime anyone ever walked up to them when they had something precious on them, they were in a state of moving stuff, so on and so forth, they would have shot that person every time. Every time. Like stop it. It's like this is like you used race as your qualifier. You know you did. And you decided
Right.
black men, black boys, they're all thieves, they're all criminals, they're all here to hurt you and whatever. And so you're gonna shoot them. And to be honest with you, I don't even think you were really worried that they were after you. I think there's a level of hate there, right? Um,
Yeah.
I hate you. I see them. I feel like I could get away with this, so I'm gonna do it. That's what I think happened. I'm just sorry. I don't think they were scared at all about anything. Mm-mm.
Not at all.
Hmm. Just filthy. That's just, well, that is a good transition into my breaking news story here. So,
All right.
yeah. And now, interestingly enough, so I think what I'll do is because there's the whole entire body cam, 6 minutes of the body cam has been released, and it's in this link. I think I'm just gonna post the link. So if y'all want to see the full body cam footage, you can, and I'll play the news story because it is 6 minutes. It is a fairly long time. Um, let's go here. take a look here. So, Hamilton Police Chief Patrol asked to resign after body cam footage of Black Lives Matter protest surfaces. Um, what
Mm.
is being said on these body cams is detestable. Let's go ahead and take a listen.
Newsletter 9's Caroline Lynch hashing out the details of this story today. Caroline is live at City Hall in Hamilton with more for us. Tell us more, Caroline.
Barbara, we listened to the body cam conversations, and the subject turned from a controversial shooting by Atlanta police during the height of this summer's Black Lives Matter protests to slavery.
Well, you didn't have to shoot him. It's just a taser. Then how come when you tase a nigger, it's like you done killed him 27 times?
This video shows two law enforcement officers wearing body cams and having a conversation that would later lead to Hamilton Chief Police Gene Almond and Officer John Brooks both being out of a job.
A body cam used by the city was being inspected because we'd been informed that the body cam did not work. But when it was looked at, it was determined that the body cam actually had a full memory of video.
The two police officers accidentally recorded themselves on their body cams, not knowing the devices actually worked. Mayor Pro Tem Ransom Farley
Right?
was the one to find the video.
It was disgusting. Because I had to leave the room because I couldn't believe what I could and I couldn't at the same time believe what I heard.
Both men can be heard using the N-word. The police chief talked about who he'd rather have sex with, Atlanta Mayor Keisha Lance Bottoms or Stacey Abrams. In another portion of the recorded conversation, Chief Almond talks about slavery.
It seems to me like they furnished him a house to live in. They furnished him clothes to put on their back. They furnished him food to put on their table, and all they had to do was fucking work. And now we give them all those things, and they don't have to fucking work.
After viewing the video, it took city an hour and a half
Right?
to take action, letting the chief and the officer know they would be fired if they didn't resign.
Needed to no longer work for the city of Hamilton.
They both resigned Monday, but the officer was supposed to turn in his gear by Wednesday, and Officer John Brooks did not do so, according to the city attorney. That's when the city terminated him. WTVM reached out to both the police chief and the officer, and both declined to tell their side of the story.
Shocking.
In Hamilton, Caroline Lynch, WTVM News Leader 9.
Well, of course, we'll continue to follow the story for everyone.
Shocking,
Caroline, have
right?
much more coming
Right.
up. Move at 6. And to watch the
Oh,
body cam.
what? They don't want to share their story? You're kidding.
What?
Right?
Why? They
Right.
have all the camera on them then. They can talk all they want.
Right? I think that's hilarious. And see, this is part of the problem, right? So for those
Mhm.
of y'all millennials who think we live in a post-racial world and all those types of attitudes used to exist way back when and all that foolishness, like please understand that people understand that they're not allowed to say certain things in public, so they don't. Um, don't think that they aren't actively having these conversations with each other. They find the like minds who think that way, and then they discuss that. And please stop acting like this is not happening on the police force because it absolutely is. Look at that. They just thought the body cams were not functional. That's why
Mhm.
this conversation got caught because they know they have body cams on, so they mind their P's and Q's as long as the body cam's on. But when it's off, then free reign. You think that those men don't work with other black men in the police force? You think there's no black men in? Of course there are. You think that they're separating the black men on the police force that are their brothers in blue from the other black men in the world? No, they are not. Okay, this is what they think about black people. Let's be real. Um, and I'm not saying this about all white people. I'm saying though we do have this very strong racist ideals still that are deeply ingrained, especially in the slightly older generation, and they
Yeah.
really think this way. How dare you guys complain about slavery? All you had to do was work. We gave you food, we gave you clothing, we gave you lodging. We brought you to this wonderful country. All you had to do is work. Now, you guys are just too lazy to work. That's why you're complaining about slavery. That's what he said.
Yeah, so what, you didn't have a union and we slept with your wives and your children? All you had to do was work.
All you had to do is work, right? Come
Okay,
on.
sir.
We, we
Okay.
don't even kill y'all. No, we use a taser and you want to cry about that? Like, if you listen to what was being said is uh, disgusting. And of course, there's the misogynistic thing as well, because let's see which one of these officials we'd rather sleep with. And these are the discussions that they are having while they have the uniform on, while they are at work, right? And you think that doesn't leak into how they treat the populace that they're policing? Come on. Come on,
Exactly.
right?
I'm gonna kind of go into that right here. All right, come on, stop all the blinking. Republican Senator Ron Paul says $15 an hour federal minimum wage will hurt Black teens. Why would he say that? I'm just curious. Why would he say that? I read the title. I'm like, okay, why would he say that? So let's see. It would hurt them because they'll make a nice amount of money while they're in school. They can pay for their school supplies, their clothes, their cell phones, and all those things that teenagers want when their parents are like, I ain't got no money for that. You better go ahead on.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm trying to figure out, why would it hurt Black teens specifically? I mean, anybody, any teen that works and get $15 an hour, same applies to them. They can buy their cell phones and get their clothes and all those type of things. Well, let's take a listen.
Mm-hmm.
He's supposed to explain it to you. Hope he does.
Good luck.
Reaction, Kentucky Senator Rand Paul, and Pete Buttigieg, Ted Cruz confronted him, and I thought he did a really good job about the Keystone XL pipeline and lost jobs there. Well, we want people to get other high-paying union jobs. And I'm like, does he not know we're in the middle of a pandemic and those career energy jobs are not exactly easy to come by? I mean, I heard him basically say to workers, drop dead, our green agenda is more important.
It's kind of a strange beginning to an administration that you're going to put your best foot forward. And the first thing you say is, well, this is how I'm going to kill jobs. I'm going to kill thousands of jobs with the Keystone Pipeline with ending it. But also with a mandatory minimum wage of $15, even the government says that nearly 4 million people will lose their jobs. And the people who lose their jobs first when you hike up the minimum wage are Black teenagers. So, why does Joe Biden hate Black teenagers should be the question. Why does Joe Biden want to destroy all of these jobs? It's a weird way to begin an administration, but most of the left-wing media is giving him a pass.
Immigration, amnesty, Paris Accords, impeachment. This is a pretty radical change for the country. And every step of the way, what I see is losing jobs, costing billions, if not trillions over time, and a waste of money. And yet somehow, I guess America wasn't fully informed, and now D.C. statehood on top of it.
Well, here's the real question about impeachment. If they're going to impeach people who incite violence, I have a question. Are they going to impeach Bernie Sanders? You remember the guy who shot Steve Scalise? Steve Scalise almost died. I was there at the ball field when he was shot. The guy was a rabid Bernie Sanders supporter. And you remember what Democrats were saying at the time? They were saying Republicans' health care plan is you get sick and then you die. That sounds like an incitement. If you're telling people that the Republican Party is going to kill you, why wouldn't you then react violently and say we must kill them before they kill us? Now, I don't propose, I'm not serious about this. I don't think Bernie Sanders should be impeached. But if you follow the logic that the president saying go fight for your country is somehow to be taken literally, even though he used the words peacefully, you'd have to examine Bernie Sanders' language, because one of his rabid supporters.
The riots there. We're not going to stop. They shouldn't stop. We should.
I don't know where he didn't explain it. I didn't hear where it was logical at all. I didn't hear it. I didn't hear
No.
anything. They went on to something else that had nothing to do with it. So I still would like to know how it would destroy um, jobs. I mean, well, not the jobs part, for the blacks, Americans, the black teens. Why just them? I'm just
Right.
wondering. And
Right.
I didn't get an answer. I didn't get an answer with that little short clip.
No, there isn't an answer, right? It sounds to me like this is one of those things they're going to use um to trigger emotion and rhetoric and let people decide where that conversation's going to go because they're not going to fill it in. Um, right? So it's like, for example, we say, well, Black people as a group overall need that minimum wage increased and blah, 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 right? Well, they don't want to do that and they're not going to do that. So, how do they skirt around that topic? Well, what they do, for example, we can trigger the people who are talking about how the community destroys our Black sons, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they say, well, it's going to destroy our Black sons. Well, then those people will take that, right? They get triggered emotionally. They find some reason to
Repeat it.
justify it. Right? They run with it. And then there you go. Now, all of a sudden, there's some logic to it that isn't actually logic because there isn't a logic to this. That makes no
It
sense at all.
isn't.
No.
Right.
Wow. That's something. Okay, cool. Yeah, I would love to see that one unfold, how they're going to follow up with that.
That is totally crazy. Just totally. I mean, I stared at the headline for a while to see if I can figure out how that would hurt us. I'm like, let me see how you increase the amount of money. How was that going to hurt us? And I sat there and I thought about it. I'm like, I can't get it. Played that clip. I'm like, still don't get it because why? It's a bunch of bull.
Oh yeah, absolutely. There is no why. It doesn't make any sense. It just legitimately does not make any sense.
Not at all.
Because then money is the root of all evil. So right?
Okay.
I don't know, man. I tried. Okay. I really
Yeah.
tried there.
Yeah, just leave that alone. They made that up.
Right? Like there's nothing. I got nothing. I'm sorry, I tried. Well, following up on the story we did last week about the Harlem woman who was attacked at the liquor store.
Mhm.
For those of y'all who did not know, um, there was some support, and Harlemites came out with full force over the weekend, last weekend, to march and advocate for the 31-year-old mom who was bitten, beaten, spit on, and robbed on January 18th, just because she refused a man's offer to pay for her wine. Yeah. Um,
Yeah.
so let's take a little look at that coverage because I mean they did do some posting of it on different social media sites, including I believe this one's Twitter. So let's take a look at this footage. I want y'all to listen as well to what is being said in this one.
Hey yo. Hey yo. Protect black women, son. What's that? Protect black women. Niggas ain't standing for it no more. That's the liquor store right there. Niggas ain't standing for it no more. Whoever them niggas are, y'all, I feel bad for y'all, son. Y'all niggas is gonna get caught up. Y'all niggas gonna get caught up, bro. Niggas ain't playing with y'all. Look at that. They out there deep. Protect black women.
Now,
Hey yo.
I want y'all to pay attention. First of all, he's like protect black women. The guy's like, "What's that?" Right, like in the back right here. What's that? I've never heard of that before. Never heard of it. Like even just as a concept, like just protect. Okay, cool. But here's the thing. I want y'all to realize something because Harlem is not that so big of a place. It's really not. That you're trying to tell me they have a very good image of both of these young men's faces and no one can identify them? That doesn't logically make sense. They know who these young men are. Okay, they do. They know who the young men are, um, and yet they are marching. And listen, I'm not trying to be a jerk about it. I'm not. But you're trying to tell me out of that group of people, out of all these people right here who are marching, we're about to watch that in a second. You're trying to tell me not one of these people can identify either one of those men, not one of them. But they're from Harlem. They hang around the store all the time. Clearly, they're very comfortable chilling around here. And you're trying to tell me nobody who showed up can identify them, not one. But they're going to be here to march and talk about how this is a travesty and Black women should be protected and blah, blah, blah. But not one of them is willing to speak out and say something about who it is. Call that person out, call the tip line, something. And see, to me, it's just like it's fake outrage in a way. And let's take a look at the second video.
Okay.
Okay. So you see that, and I mean, I'm proud of our brothers. They came out in full force. You know, they want the violence against the women to stop. You know, in their neighborhood, they want to do what it is that they need to do in order for them to come together and do it. Okay, that's good. You know, you have people who are speaking out saying, if we don't do it, who is? It's our responsibility. It's our duty to protect our women and children in our community. True. Okay. But what are y'all actually doing? Because in this case, right, in this particular case, we're not talking about the after effects, right? What we're talking about is in the moment. And y'all are trying to say that this man who has done this before, these boys who've done this before, y'all didn't stop them after the first time. Are y'all stopping them directly now? Fine. You don't want to call the man on them. Fine. You want to handle it on your own? Cool. I'm actually okay with that. I'm okay with hood justice, whereas in, you know what, y'all are going to handle your own. But are you handling your own? Or are you just making a lot of noise, but ultimately you're not going to do anything to stop those young men from doing what they're doing so a third one gets attacked? You're not going to do anything to come together as a community to protect your own community and the women in your own community, because y'all could do that. You don't need an outside force. You don't need lots of money. All you need to do is come together, and how you came together and did all of that. Y'all had time. Y'all have time to be there to help, I don't know, walk women home from the bus stop or just be at the bus stop so they're safe. And, you know, y'all have time to do that. At one point, it was in New York City, the Black community did do that, right? And they were literally like guardians of the city. They were policing their own and protecting their own, right? So it's something you can do. And, you know, great. This is a good first step. Y'all are showing your outrage. I'm proud of y'all. That's good. I think from there, though, now it involves everyone saying, my city isn't safe. I'm going to do what I need to do to make it safe. And you don't necessarily have to reach outside of you to do that. Y'all could, all of y'all who got together, make a plan now and follow through on it.
Well said.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. All right. I am going to share as far as with this lawsuit, because everyone's talking about the GameStop and how that amount, the shares had soared, and someone doesn't like it. Well, actually, it's some people. They don't like it, and they want to sue because the app Robinhood said, you know what, we're going to halt the buying of this particular stock, and we're just going to do that. We're going to block it because, hey, that payout will be too great. So I'm going to play this, and maybe this will give a little insight on what's going on. Okay, let's see. Is that all the way up? Okay.
Wall Street and the soaring stock prices of GameStop. It is something market experts are calling extraordinary, remarkable, and the result of a collective group of young amateur investors taking on Wall Street giants. One of those amateur investors, 19-year-old JP Hurtado, a student at the University of Illinois at Chicago, who says he's never traded a single stock until a year ago.
When people see something going up, they're going to have a fear of missing out. And because more and more people keep hopping in, the price keeps going up.
Hurtado bought $8,000 of GameStop using the app Robinhood and says by the end of yesterday, it was worth $82,000. A short squeeze that Northwestern professor Matthew Lyle says no one saw coming.
It is actually a remarkable thing that we're seeing. Doesn't mean it's a good thing, doesn't mean it's a bad thing, but it's just so, I just don't think anybody would have predicted this type of thing happening.
What happened was this. Shares of struggling video game retailer GameStop, which had closed more than 800 locations, defying gravity, up 1,700% this year, more than doubling yet again yesterday, thanks to amateur day traders like Hurtado, in this case inspired by a community on Reddit called Wall Street Bets, followed by over 4 million readers. Posts recently exposed a serious vulnerability. A number of influential investors were heavily shorting GameStop, which meant they were betting the stock would crash. But smaller investors from Reddit rallied to the stock, sending it soaring.
As the price goes up again, this causes more losses for you, and you have to keep doing it. And it's like a death spiral up. This is called the short squeeze, which squeezes the short sellers out.
With amateur investors like JP Hurtado profiting as the prices went up, hedge fund titans have lost an estimated $5 billion.
They managed to get enough excitement for doing this. And it appears at least part of the excitement is not just making money, but sticking it to the hedge funds.
And today, trading in GameStop was restricted, and the Securities and Exchange Commission says it is actively monitoring the volatility. Meanwhile, today, an investor from Naperville filed a lawsuit suing Robinhood over the removal of several stocks from its trading platform.
Man, if I start off with 8,000 and woof, phew, man, I would stop where I'm ahead because I look at it as gambling. I'm like, okay, let me go ahead and stop and take my profits and run.
Yeah, girl, that's why I can't do it. I can't because I see it as gambling. And I have the worst luck. You know how when they say the first time you go to a casino, you win because it's like beginner's luck or whatever? Not me. First time I went to a casino, I lost $200. So, like,
Give me some money. I'm gonna hold on to it. I ain't spending nothing. I'm just gonna look around.
Right?
Hey, broke genius. Don't come in without speaking.
Oh, hey now. I see you. What's up, broke genius? Glad to see you back. But yeah, no, for me, I don't have luck. Like when I was a kid, I did. When I was a kid, I was crazy lucky. Like people knew they would send me to pick their lotto tickets, right? Like not lotto, but like, the scratch ones. And I always won. The lowest I would win is you get another ticket, but I always won something. $5, $20, $200. I always won something, always.
Nice.
Yeah, I guess I ran out all my luck all at once. So by the time I was a teenager, that was done. I had no more. I wasn't gonna happen for me. So I see it and I'm envious of it. And funny story, when I was 17, I was dating guys a little older than me, and so he said, "Okay, we have all this money right now saved," which he then blew very shortly thereafter. So we never followed through. But he said, "What? I want to get into investing in stocks." I said, "Cool, sure. I don't know what that is or how you do it, but sure, yeah, let's do it." So it was January 1st, and we went and there's like a magazine. It's one of those ones for financially people. And it listed all of the best stocks, all of the brand new stocks that were just coming out January 1st, etc. And I said, I want to invest in BioVale. Brand new company, doesn't exist yet. And I picked BioVale, and it was like $1 a stock or something. It was very cheap. And I picked them though because their thing was they make synthetic blood. And I was like, synthetic blood? Yeah, I'm in on that. Because constantly are looking for blood drives and blah, blah, blah. If they develop synthetic blood where they no longer need human donors, like, oh yeah, like I'm on board with that. And now BioVale is this huge company, huge. I mean, they just recently hit some issues, but I mean, before they hit the issues, huge. Like I probably could have cashed out $1 million from investing $100, but nope, didn't do it. So I think that was the last time I was going to be lucky in stocks was when I was 17. Now I guess something I'll be like, oh, they're going to go up, and they go down, and yeah, no, not for me. But kudos on everyone else who does, because I mean, obviously, as you see, if you play it right,
Wow.
if you play it right.
Yeah. More power to you.
Mm-hmm. I'm just saying, Shar, it's a good way to build up a pension. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I know. Trust me, I know.
You know how to add in pension. Come on, man.
Okay. I thought about it, but it was a gamble.
I know, right? I know. All right. Well, my last story of the night is about, I don't know if y'all heard about this, but there was a man and he was arrested with a gun and 20 rounds of ammunition near the U.S. Capitol. And so for those people, you know, it's been kind of talked about it like, oh, well, there's just rumors. There's just rumors of the fact that there's going to be all of this craziness and violence now. The violence is over. They've learned their lesson. They're done now. Well, I don't know. But in case you don't believe me, let's listen to the story. All right.
Uh-oh.
Mm-hmm.
There was just an arrest near the Capitol. What are you hearing about this?
Yeah, Kate. So we're hearing that this was a man who was first seen parked in the middle of an intersection right near the Capitol. And then Capitol Police actually approached the vehicle. And inside the vehicle, they found a 9mm handgun and 20 rounds of ammunition. So he was taken into custody, you know, but this arrest on Wednesday, it came hours after that DHS bulletin warning of these further violent threats from domestic extremists. The DHS warned about the fact that government officials and buildings could be targeted, and that importantly, these extremists are feeling emboldened after their seeming success on January 6th during that insurrection. So, Kate, law enforcement, they are on heightened alert this morning. They've been on heightened alert for weeks now, and they're really keeping an eye on anything even remotely suspicious, as we saw yesterday with this arrest of this man with a handgun and ammunition in his car near the Capitol, Kate.
And Jessica, what exactly does this bulletin from DHS lay out? Because I think it is very important. And also, what are you hearing from lawmakers? What are in terms of responding to this threat?
Yeah, I think this bulletin really made clear that the threat here, it's not subsiding. We're weeks out from the insurrection, and there are still issues here. Members of Congress now are voicing concerns that they need help securing themselves and their staff. They sent this letter to the House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, as well as the Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy. And in it, they explained this. They said, most members spend the majority of their time in their congressional districts where security is often sparse. Protecting members in their district is much harder because local law enforcement agencies are stretched and limited and often don't have sufficient staffing or money to provide regular protection to members. Except for leadership, members do not have security details protecting them. I think that's something that a lot of the American public might not know. You know, these members don't have security when they leave the Capitol complex, and now they're asking for more flexibility, using some of their funding to hire local law enforcement security when they're in their home districts. They're also asking for security upgrades for their district offices and homes. And Kate, I've talked to staffers on Capitol Hill. They say this is a big concern. They're going to their home districts, they're attending these events, yet they're also facing threats on social media and concerned that this could really, it could hurt them in their home districts.
Now, I want y'all to be clear here that this is not the only armed person that they're looking for in the Capitol right now. They're still looking for the guy who is the one who planted all of the pipe bombs, you know, in like right before the January 6th insurrection. I mean, there's a lot of people of interest regarding January 6th that they're still looking for, and they are finding people close to the Capitol who are heavily armed. And there are still threats that are being picked up, i.e., like chatter being picked up regarding Biden, regarding Harris, regarding other officials. So, these aren't just rumors and Democrats being paranoid and blah, blah, blah. The threat is really real out there that for some reason, some of these hardcore believers that y'all want to believe aren't the ones who caused the violence, even though they are, they believe that they were very successful. January 6th was a successful day for them. And that was their step one. And they haven't given up hope. And so now they're on to step two. And the more that they get silenced on things like Parler or Facebook or Twitter, the more that they're just trying to find the next underground thing to communicate and to plan and to organize around. And so this is really something we got to keep our eyes open for, because they're not done. That group of insurrectionists, they're not done, just so we're all clear. Now, if all of y'all, and here's the thing too, I want it to be clear as well, because I did look into it, and so far as we know, right, there's about just over 500 people who have been charged in the insurrection on January 6th, and to this day, still, people are getting identified, they're getting chased down hallways, and so I mean, it honestly is a little bit entertaining. I'm not gonna lie. It is a little bit entertaining when you watch it. I've gone through the Reddit. The Reddit sometimes will pull out some of the people are being chased. Hey, why did you think this was a good idea, ma'am? Like that, and they're just like running away. Right, so it's funny. I'm not gonna lie. It's funny to watch them be identified by social media first, and then now the police have been able to identify them as a result. But I'm just gonna say, like, there's still a lot of them that aren't identified, that weren't caught on camera clearly, and ultimately there's still the underground group that's planning. So let's not think again. Let's keep our eyes open, y'all. I don't think that the worst has come from this group. I do think we should be looking for round two, because they're looking for round two. Yeah,
I agree. Okay, for my last story of the night, it's a little chuckle for me. I can't help myself. Bad Char.
Oh, Char. I'm
Uh-oh.
sorry. I was gonna show the running away lady. That was running away. Do you want to see it?
Go ahead.
You
Yeah,
want to
go
see
ahead.
it? Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No, I just thought about it. I'm like, when I said it, I was like, oh, you know what? I could show the running away lady because I got her, right? But then I just it's entertaining, y'all. We just want to see a little bit. Let's watch her run. Okay, let's go to the start of this video. There we go.
Okay, let me
sound is
share
off.
it.
There.
Why did you storm the Capitol? Why did you storm the Capitol? Do you have any? No comment. What would you say? What would you say to the families of the 5 people who died? What would you say?
She's gone.
What would you say? What would you say to the 5 families who died, Miss Pert? Miss Pert, why did you storm the Capitol?
She's gone.
She's gone.
Okay.
What would you say to the families, Miss Pert? Do you have any regrets?
I know I'm petty, but she doesn't stop. She runs. Like
she's gone.
She's gone. And the thing is, they're petty.
You believe the election was stolen, Miss Pert?
They're screaming down the street. And there's a lot of do it too. They were so wrong. They're so wrong. Look, she crosses the street. They're gonna film her across the street and follow her. Petty. Okay. Like there's so many. There's so many of these, y'all. Like I'm telling you, you wanna get some entertainment? Follow these fools because they really will chase them for like miles. Okay, sorry, I just had to do it.
That was wonderful. Okay. Right? Wow. Okay. Now for me, I can't help myself. I always laugh at this. I don't know why. Like I said, starting off bad sharp, but I can't help myself. Every time I see this, I just laugh. I think it's hilarious. The thousands and thousands of dollars they pay for a pet. I'm sorry. That's just me. Okay. Maybe because I'm broke. I don't know. Anyway, Let's listen to how she got scammed.
Oh boy.
That is Jackie Klicka of Shorewood, Illinois. She decided to keep herself busy during the pandemic by adopting one of these. Look at this cutie, a Cavalier King Charles Spaniel. She found one she just adored online. It was named Molly for $850, far less than the asking price of $2,000 or more. When she tried to engage the seller in Texas, everything made sense until it came time to pay. The breeder told her to download an unfamiliar cash app, and when she couldn't figure it out, the seller refused to speak with her by phone. That's when she got really suspicious, and her adult daughter feared it might be a scam.
One thing that was surprising, he said, we happen to have a coupon from the people who would ship the dog, I guess the airlines or the shipping company. And he said, we're going to have somebody accompany the dog. Okay, and all this was going to be like for $100 instead of the usual $200. Well, where are you going to get a flight for a dog and a person for $200 round trip? Okay, and then they had a coupon that was nice, but I thought this is really a little too good to be true.
In the end, Jackie Klicka did not go through with her purchase of the puppy from Texas, and she is one of the lucky ones. Joining us now to share more about these pet scams and how they work is Steve Burness, President and CEO for the Better Business Bureau of Chicago and Northern Illinois. One of the things, you look at those pictures, you think in pandemic, I want to snuggle that little doggy. I was shocked to see how these cases have risen. Talk to me about the numbers, Steve.
Well, the numbers are increasing, unfortunately, especially around the holiday and because of the pandemic. We're approaching 4,000 reports to our scam tracker, which is 5 times the amount of complaints we received since 2017 when we issued our major release on these puppy scams. It's just increasing. The complaints are increasing, especially because of the pandemic and the holidays are approaching.
Jackie was so smart. She said it. It's the same thing you tell us all the time. If it sounds too good to be true, it is. So she didn't let her heart and her desire for that puppy get in the way of what her instincts were telling her.
Exactly. Your instincts are key on that. Basically, the offer seems too good to be true. It usually is. And our number one complaint on online purchases have been from consumers who only went for the price because they couldn't believe it was so low and they went for it. It's true with the puppy scams as well. If you can't buy a puppy for that price locally and you can get it for half off on the internet, something's wrong and something you need to look at more closely. But you got to do your research ahead of time, especially on the breeder. And most times they usually, with Jackie's case, they always want unconventional payment methods. They don't want you to use your credit card. Something happened, the process is broken. You got to use this cash app. Unfortunately, when you use cash apps, is you authorize the payment, even to a scammer, you authorized it. They're just asking, passing the money back and forth. You're still liable. They're not going to help you out. So your credit card is your best protection, and checking out the breeders with the Better Business Bureau.
Now, Jackie wasn't all that smart. That's nice. That's what, they want to say. But Jackie was about to fork over that money for that puppy. So you can go ahead with that. What happened is Jackie couldn't get through with that app. She got confused and asked her younger daughter, babe, I'm trying to send this money for this puppy. Now, funny, she didn't say how the price was really low for the puppy, but she gonna talk about the flight. Why you gonna get $100 off of a flight? How they gonna do that? Oh, they gonna have a coupon. No, Jackie, she wasn't all that smart. I'm glad that it didn't go through, but this happens all the time.
Yep.
That they see a picture, oh, I want to adopt this, I want to do that. They have no problem spending their money like that. One, they have it that way. Now, it is awful that this is the time people are really taking advantage of people.
Yes.
It's easy to do so because people are at home. Holidays is another time to get people. We started the show with the dating guy. He was trying to use his looks and everything else and moved on to, hey, invest some money. So, you have to really be careful. But I always find it interesting that those with the money, which is normally those who would like the pets, they lose a lot of money. And that's who this story is about. And the Better Business Bureau is getting a lot of complaints from those people.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. I mean, it's the same hustle when it was about 20 years ago or so, and I was at my grandmother's house and she's talking about how they're offering her, oh no, trust me, it's this like super cheap price on, the vacation of your dreams, right? And the only reason why she said no is because she couldn't go because too much like injury and pain and whatever, right? And they were only offering one ticket, but now luckily she's offering two, so she wants to know if I can go. That's how my grandmother got out of it. So I was like, oh hell no.
Ah.
Here, Granny, let me help you out. And I put it on speaker and I just started asking them common sense questions. Oh, it took 2 minutes and she hung up the phone on me, right? Because like I just asked common sense questions. And that was too much. They don't have that because what they do is they keep going until they find someone who's vulnerable to this type of manipulation, right? And then they sell. They sell you the dream. They sell you the emotion, right? They sell you the vision. And so they're trying to bypass all your logic by tapping into emotion instead. And it works.
Yep.
That's why they keep doing it, right? Snake oil salesman. It's been around forever. Con man, right? That's what they do. So, and when one gets too known, like we know too much about that, so it doesn't work anymore, then they just switch the target, right? From vacations to this, to now puppies, right? They're just going to keep doing it. It's very sad. It's very sad.
Yeah, it is.
Mm.
Well, everyone, I am so glad you guys tuned in and checked us out for another episode of Article Reaction. I hope you remember. I haven't seen you in the chat room, but you don't have to come to the chat room. We would like for you to come to the chat room. But when we do keep the beat on Wednesdays, it's a lot of fun.
Yes.
Tell them, Don Teasy, tell them. We have so much fun. We pick songs, we're hanging out, talking about them. Some songs you may like, you may remember some you like. What's that all about? But check us out over on Classic R&B Jams on Wednesdays. And that is at 8:30 p.m. Central, 9:30 p.m. Eastern. And the link is in the description. And I will play the commercial on the way out. And, oh yeah. And until next week, people, peace.
Cheers, y'all.
Hi, this is Char Willie from the Just Ask Char Advice Channel. Join me and Classic Ruby for a radio segment called Keep the Beat. We broadcast every Wednesday night at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time from Classic R&B Jams, CRBJ. We interact with the audience in the chat room where you'll have access to emojis, gifts, and the lively conversation. Press the icon that is a speaker, then press play radio. After a 15-second commercial, all the fun will begin. If you miss the live broadcast, you can listen to the replays from Mixcloud. Follow my channel on Mixcloud, Just Ask Char Advice Channel, and you will receive notifications when the show has been uploaded. We hope to see you soon, and until then, enjoy this show.